Well, hey folks, my name is Brad. Welcome to a Green Mountain vlog. Now, if you happen to be new to my channel, in the wintertime, I am publishing a video like this every other week in lieu of the metal detecting videos, which are quite difficult to make in Vermont in the wintertime. But we are switching to the summer schedule very, very soon. The first week of May, I will be once again publishing metal detecting videos every single Friday, which I could not be more excited about. Now, in today's vlog, a few things. Last week we had a horrible windstorm, and so I do a little walk around my property talking about some of the damage that we incurred. Also, of course, the solar eclipse was a big deal for Vermont. Kind of share our experience with that. And another leather crafting project where I am building something that doesn't already exist and something that I think is going to help me out with my metal detecting adventures. I hope you enjoy, and hopefully I'll see you next week for a standard metal detecting video, and it's a good one, back at the property where the 8 Real was found. Hopefully I'll see you then. All right, we're gonna do a little damage report here on the big storm that we had, I guess it was 4 days ago now. For folks that have been with this channel for a while, you may remember the chickens. We don't actually have chickens anymore. They were all eaten by animals of the neighborhood. But the chicken coop was here. It blew all the way over there. This was a chicken tractor. Some of it was fence, some of it was covered with a fabric. Totally demolished, destroyed. I believe the coop is actually pretty much destroyed as well. A bunch of the bottom braces there are all snapped. So you see here, this is a pile of our brand new fence. Pretty typical fence construction, 4x4s into the ground, into concrete, and we snapped 2 of them. We've got a hole here, 1 4x4, 2 panels, and then another down there, another 4x4 snapped, 2 panels destroyed. 2 here I can save, I think. I have to buy 2 new panels over there. And the fence on the other side of the house was also destroyed in 2 different places. I don't actually know what the miles per hour of the wind was, but it was enough to shear off brand new pressure treated 4x4s. Wild. Neighbor lost a tree back there. There's a tree on that neighbor's house. And we also lost about 20 strips of shingle, which I replaced yesterday. We lost a chimney cap, we lost our little wishing well over the top of our home's well. Lost power for about 6 hours, but last year we had a windstorm, lost power for like 3 or 4 days. It was that moment that we opted to buy a wood stove for our house, which we fired up when we lost power and we were nice and toasty. Amazing investment. But as you can see, beautiful weather today, blue sky, the snow is melting, and perfect timing because in about 30 minutes is going to be the solar eclipse. The roads in Vermont are flooded with out-of-staters because not too far from where I happen to live is 100% totality. It's about 95% at our home, so we just opted to stay home. We've got the camera here pointed at the sun for you folks to see it, and my boy is home from school because they gave everybody a half day today. Melanie's excited.
Hi!
Find your special goggles.
The bottom right.
I think you're right.
Oh yeah.
That's the moon.
For some reason I thought it was going to come from the other way. I don't know why.
I wouldn't have guessed it'd be coming from the bottom.
Right. Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah, in the next 45 minutes it'll be almost 96.5% covered, which is pretty good for our own backyard. So it started about 10 minutes ago, and it's supposed to be 96.5% in about 35 minutes. And we're going to try to pay attention it's for 4-H, right?
Yeah.
We're going to try to pay attention to the animal sounds. Because
10 minutes before and 10 minutes after.
Because nighttime animals start making noise, and it gets real quiet. All the birds that are out normally during the daytime are gonna think it's nighttime and go to bed.
Just for a couple of minutes.
Right, and then they'll whoop, morning again.
Oh my goodness! Belly is really coming.
Huh?
What's it looking like?
A big thing upside down U, and the black is like this.
That's the moon. That's the moon covering up the sun.
I'm so excited.
It's funny when you like hear about solar eclipses in like movies and TV, and you always imagine it be like
Really fast,
going
like
real
dark.
fast. Yeah. Maybe because it's the beginning of April, but it seems like it's getting cooler.
I know, I just put my fleece back on, or my vest.
It was 60 degrees an hour ago. I don't know what it is now. Chillier. Think it's about half?
Almost, I would say.
We've got about 30 minutes.
It says it's 61. I'll edit that out.
1 degree warmer. Could have fooled me. You adjust the brightness of my camera here.
How cold!
Yeah, it's definitely getting chillier. And it's like weird out.
It's like,
Like the color is
it's
weird.
not hazy, but it's like a little hazy. 306, you said 324?
Yep.
Only like 20 minutes.
And it's gonna get till it gets dark. Wow. We're really getting covered here.
Yeah. It definitely feels darker. Noticeably colder.
All right, we're about 10 minutes out from as close as we're gonna get to totality.
Was it like 95 or 96%?
96.5. Wow, just a sliver, huh?
Yeah, just a sliver.
And yeah, it is quite cold now.
You can like hardly see it.
5 minutes.
It is cold. Right? It's
Yeah,
cold.
it's freezing.
I just noticed it.
Oh my gosh.
I wish we had like a
An accurate
actual
thermometer
thermometer,
thing,
yeah.
yeah.
It's got to be 40 degrees now. It's very cold. I do hear crickets. Maybe those are frogs.
I think those are frogs.
Peepers. Yeah, peepers are
It's
starting.
way louder than it was
Why?
earlier.
All right,
Sweat when
I'm gonna go get a jacket. You want a
Let
jacket,
me get
Belly?
my jacket.
Yeah. All right. 3 minutes until almost
like
I
totality.
just saw
Too.
320. I thought it was 324. Was it 326?
That's 326.
Oh, okay. So we got a couple minutes. Gosh.
Oh no, change battery pack.
No, Dad. Is he gonna make it?
Classic. Classic.
How's that little sliver?
There, back in business.
Let's listen. The frogs and the red wings.
I think it's gonna get darker.
Yeah, the birds are much louder.
Can't believe it. Maybe some people don't even get to experience this their whole life. This is so special.
Did you notice, Belly? It's a happy face now.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's getting bigger again.
Happy, 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 happy.
Crossed over.
Happy, happy, happy.
So cool.
That
Well-
is the best.
What did you think of the 2024 solar eclipse?
Awesome.
We're pretty lucky to live where we live, that we just go out in our backyard and see that. So I've been carrying these flags marking flags for about 6 months now, and I've really been enjoying it. I have this problem where if I'm in a field or even in the forest and I find something good, I'll fill in my hole, spend a couple minutes around that area, and then I'll usually wander off. And then I find myself an hour later thinking, man, I should go back to where I found that old coin or whatever it happens to be. And then I can't remember where it was. So I use these, I stick it in the ground, and it gives me an opportunity to look for patterns, right? Maybe there's a big cluster of good finds. That being said, I'm having a really hard time finding a place to store them to make them readily available. Right now, I have a long pocket in my backpack, but I have to take my backpack off and then root around in it and pull one out. So I have been going back and forth in my head for weeks about what is the best way to carry these things and have them be easily accessible. Because the last few weeks or so, I've been finding myself saying, oh, it's too much of a pain to get that out. I'm just gonna try to remember, which totally defeats the purpose of carrying flags. So I decided to finally plan out how I'm gonna carry these things. My first idea was a tube, and these used to have bubbles, child's bubbles. My boy Bentley has about 20 of these things. These were already empty. And the problem with these, there's a few problems. One is they happen to be too short. So I'd have to like cob 2 of them together somehow. Another problem with these is if I put them in flags first, they barely fit. And then if I try to take just one out, they all come. And sometimes they'll get stuck, right? So now this one is not going in all the way, and then I do have to take them all out again and kind of wrap them up, and it's just too much. I want to be able to take out one and be done with it, or else I'm just not going to use them like I have in the last few weeks. So they can't go in flags first. Another thought I had was this end first, but then what do I do with this end? And these bubbles did have a cap that screwed on, but again, my problem is getting it over the top of these because they're definitely not going to be perfectly wrapped up when I'm out in the field. I've been thinking about this a lot. What is the best way to carry these things? There's actually no product already available. They have these big canvas bags, but that's impractical. I want it to be fast and easy and accessible at all times. So as you can probably see, I have a belt here. This is my metal detecting belt. I had the idea, what if I make almost like a sheath for this? And my idea is on my back, these will actually curve around the back of my body a little bit, like this. And I can slide them in the sheath. The flags will hang out so there won't be any interference there. And I can just reach back and grab one. So that's what we're going to do. This might not work, but I like it better than the tubes. We're going to go get a couple pieces of leather. I already have very rough dimensions. We're just going to see what happens. All right, well, I've got a couple pieces of scrap leather here, and my rough dimensions are 2 inches by 16 inches. So I'm just going to cut these out. Alright, so now the belt is 1.5 inches. It's actually just a little bit smaller because it's shrunk over the years. That's going to leave us enough room on either side for our stitch and our loop. We're going to have to do those next. Same scrap leather. We're just going to do one of these. I think that should be fine. I think we will do 3 of them. I had the thought that I actually carry my camera towards the back of my belt. I don't think I'm going to be able to put my camera where I usually put my camera. So I had a second thought about where I'm going to carry this. We're going to build it first. We're like 5 minutes away from being done. And then maybe we'll explore other places to put this. All right, well, it is done. I have it on my belt here. Very, very easy to take out a flag. They're definitely not going to fall out. But here is the problem. I usually carry a camera right here, which is in the way. And I'll usually have a pinpointer right here, which is kind of in the way. So I think I have another solution. This is the backpack I carry, and it has a chest strap here. It also has a belt strap. And I think, I don't usually use this, but I think that I can put it on this instead. Not great. They don't bend as much as I would like. Not great. Alright, back to the drawing board here. I think I got it. Thought outside the box a little bit. I tried different spots on the backpack. Nothing really seemed to work. I don't love it on my belt. Once I actually had it on, it felt a little bit weird. So, what are the only other two things I always have with me metal detecting? The shovel. Unfortunately, my shovel's too short for it to fit on there on the shaft. But also the metal detector. And check it out. It fits the Expedeus shaft, upper shaft, perfectly. One of the things I love most about this metal detector is that it breaks down into something very, very small, which it can no longer do with the flags in here. But check it out. I take the flags out, and since I have the 3 straps here, I can, in fact, still break it down. The leather scrunches up like this. I have to store the flags elsewhere, shove them in my backpack, I guess. But then I can just pull this back out, stick the flags in there, and we're good to go. Hey, thanks for coming along on this little brainstorming mock-up session. You will likely see this in videos maybe starting next month. Hopefully I find some good things that warrant putting down some flags sometime soon. See you next time.